lied. I am going to talk because there's so much to talk about. Hello, it's Nob the Rabbit. Oh dear. So yeah, usual frantic start of a ZRL race, especially at this round 2, race 6. I can't remember the name. Tair Dringfa Fechan, somewhere in Wales, means 3 little hills, as you're going to see. That rubber banding boing 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 thing, I don't like it. I think it settles down in a bit, but anyway, I'll speed on through. So we've got 6 riders for snow pain, snow gain. We are sitting pretty much top of the league alongside a very good team from called Valhalla, who are messaging now. There's me saying all downhill today, after our main rival rider, John Hunt, saying perfect. He's top rider. He's won a few races, come first for his team. We've been battling hard against him. He's a strong rider, not necessarily a sprinter, but you'll see several times that he tries to get away, but before he does, or as he does, either myself or one of my teammates are covering him, because he is strong enough that if he does get away, he will probably stay away, certainly a bit later on in the race. We're coming out of the tunnel here, as you can see, blah blah blah, but we're heading towards the first big test, the start of the Epic Com climb. Obviously it doesn't go all the way up the Epic Com, but it's the start. It's up this zigzaggy bridge, up to the bridge thing. What's it called? The bridge of dwindling watts or something like that, diminishing watts. So you can see 3 Valhalla riders here, one on the orange Tron, that's A Sposito. Keep an eye on him throughout because he is having a brilliant race. He is a thorn in the backside of snow, so well played to you, sir. I'm covering him and pushing. Probably during this race I do a few too many attacks, but that's just to keep that guy on the blue Tron. That's Mr. Hunt. Arise, Sir John Hunt of Valhalla. What? And you can see there Neil Beatty covering him, and the mighty Tudor, Chris Wadrup. So everyone's still kind of together. Should we have let Neil get away? Well, possibly, but I wanted to keep shaking things up and put a bit of hurt on the rest of the pack. You can see on the top right the mini-map, people are not surviving this pace and they are dropping back. In fact, the group splits and we've got a group of 4 at the front. So that's myself, Neil, Chris Wadrup and John Hunt from Valhalla. So it's 3 against 1 in a little gruppetto of 4. Should we have tried to stay away? Well, across this bridge with a 3% incline, it is a place where certainly later on in races, if this features later on in a race, then yeah, it is a massive attack point, and it will be where the race is won or lost for some. But there are 6 riders in our team, and there's a few riders from us who are sitting in the next group that's following, Chris Lawrence being one of them. Coach and Stephen Pethin are a bit further behind. I think the pace was a bit too much on that first climb for them, but they were prepared for that, and they're battling against other Valhalla riders to try and all we're trying to do for this race is finish above Valhalla. So if a Valhalla finishes 4th, we want to finish 3rd. If they finish 10th, we want to finish. You get the idea. It's basic maths. Anyway, we'll get across the bridge. We'll turn right along the cliffside path. Look at the size of Tudor. What's going on there? It makes me look tiny. Anyway, there's John on his blue Tron. Always suspicious. Got to keep an eye on you, sunshine. Anybody on disc wheels is probably going to really suffer, even though the recommendation for bike choice in many YouTube videos is disc wheels, but that does depend on how heavy you are, what sort of rider you are, where you're planning to attack, etc. But yeah, there are some undulating sort of flat bits, etc., and you can probably get away with disc wheels, but ideally once the attacks have gone in and people are tired, I would have been dropped if I'd been on disc wheels, I think. Anyway, so we're all coming along the cliffside path. You can see behind us there's a group gaining. That's including one of our teammates, Chris Lawrence, are about 8-9 seconds behind, 8 seconds now. And as we get closer to the descent, the bridge back down, they do indeed catch, and that was a group decision to sort of ease off, because it was unlikely that the four of us were really going to benefit from staying away, especially as we had Mr. Hunt with us, who would probably attack us and get away himself, possibly. At this point, we even had Chris Wadrup off the front, making a little break for it just to put the hurt on. You can see the group behind. Oh, look at that, slow motion. Isn't that brilliant camera work? Hey, Mr. Spielberg, are you watching? No. Oh, you sound a lot like me. Anyway, there's a lad from Sea Turtles coming through. There's a few of them that rejoin in a little while, because the next group are coming up behind us. You're familiar with this lovely descent and recovery all the way down here. If you're hanging out your backside, this is where you probably ease off a little bit and just enjoy a bit of, well, you can see Tudor on the front, he's super tucking. Meow. Hope your brakes work. And off we go down. I think the next riders are about, you can see 14-13 seconds back. We ease up a little bit here. We're all needing a bit of recovery, but we are still marshalling what's going on. There's 3 riders from one team in green, 2 Valhalla riders. Now this is quite key for us. There's 3 Sea Turtles now as well, but there's, what we're monitoring is how many Valhalla riders we are up against. So at the moment it's 4 against 2, so 4 snow riders. You can see the 4 of us there. That's Chris Lawrence, Chris Rodrup and Neil Beatty and myself, versus 2 Valhalla riders, both on Trons, Sposito on an orange Tron, and John Hunt on the blue one, light blue one at the front on the left. So we've got riders coming up behind, and they do rejoin the party, or they have done, which means a few more Valhalla riders have joined in, which is fair enough and fair play to them. They got back on, and that was obviously something that they were hoping to do, because they know that they're basically competing against us for top spot in the league, and we know that we're competing against them. Anyway, speeding it back up again because it's really tedious, and you'll see that there are now, I think, 5, maybe 4, 5 I think, 5 Valhalla riders. I think we'll slow it down here just to have a quick look. Let me think. 5. Oh, good. Is it broken? No. There we go. So around next to me, there's one in the orange squirrel hat, blue hat. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there's 5 Valhalla riders. So it's now 4 snow riders versus 5 Valhalla, which makes things interesting. So this route cuts across this little bypass, I don't know, along this bridge and towards the Zwift Com, forwards, backwards, upside down. Can't tell you which one it is, don't know, but it's quite an interesting route. If you rode it, you'll know what I mean. I'll slow the pace footage down a little bit so you can see the attacks coming in. This is the middle attack, middle climb of the 3. So we've done the first one, we're on the second one, and we're again expecting the attacks to come in and fire all over the place. I am kind of I am keeping an eye on Hunt. You can see him at the front. At some point we're thinking, right, he's going to go. Is it still too long a distance? Because we've still got quite a bit of flat to go to get to Titan's Grove, which is where it finishes, in the middle of Titan's Grove. So people are putting the hurt on. Sposito's covering. We've got riders covering as well. Not huge attacks going in or on, and people are able to sort of sit on wheels. You can see on the bottom left my sort of reddish brown gauge. That's the draft gauge, so I'm still getting draft. It's draftable. I would turn left here, which was if you haven't done it before, it's pretty cool, and I've obviously done it loads of times. I've always turned left. Well, yeah, no, I mean turn left as in cutting across this bit and then turning right at the end of here. It was unusual. Not done this route in this way round before. All right. So we continue climbing. We've got a little bit of respite. You can see me, I'm actually not pedaling. I'm thinking, right, what do I do next? I sincerely hope my teammates push on, because I'm knackered. And indeed they do. So the feathers are lit. The feathers are in use. And somebody's got fire socks on, the pink Tron. Bravo to sir. They always look cool, but they do kind of give away what you're doing. Anyway, so that's John, that's Sposito, and that is, I believe, Mr. Neil Beatty pushing on the front. He's just losing the wheel a little bit, so I'm sort of kind of sent forward just to stop this booger getting away on his own. He's trying. I don't think he would have actually done it, because he would have knocked himself because of the downhill following just up here, and everybody having anvils. So he's just doing what a good racer should do, and just push the pace, make people hurt, and you know, all of these sort of matches that are being burnt, they don't necessarily get renewed during a race. So let's crack on. I'll speed the pace up a little bit. You can see I've got an anvil power up. I'm not using it yet, but you'll see other people use theirs fairly sharpish or soon, as the descent continues. The pack, or the peloton that we're in, has split apart again. People are trying to chase back on, but one thing you will note is we have managed to drop 3 Valhallas here, so it's back to 4 against 2, which is in our favour, of course. I think I dropped the anvil. Where do I do it? Somewhere here. These big bike statues. Other people are doing it. Doesn't necessarily mean you have to do it, but it is something that you have got to be careful that you don't get dropped, especially if you're a lighter rider going downhill. I'm not a lighter rider, but I'm not that heavy. 79, 80 kilos, something like that, which is to be expected. Off we go across the bridge again. Isn't it exciting? Probably speed the footage up even more, because it's really a bit, you know, whoa, who was that? Little spike up here again. We are aware that you can see about 4 or 5 seconds behind us, the group is coming back again, so they are fighting hard, and indeed some of them come through and say we're back, and I can't remember if it was any of the Valhalla lot. I guess we're about to find out. It might be. No, I don't think it is. So it's still, thankfully, 2 Valhallas versus 4 of us. So we cut across towards the volcano. We go around the front of it and into the volcano itself to get another power up, which is a draft power up. Look how fast my legs are moving. This is a moment of kicking off again, and as Knob the Rabbit usually does, surges and pushes the pace just to cause a little bit of hurt for people. We've got Chris Lawrence alongside, a tutor there as well. But guess who comes up with me? There he is. He's marshalling me. I'm marking him. Marshalling. What? Sposito as well. So every time I surge, pretty much, it's to either catch or chase John Hunt, or it's to make him chase me. It wasn't necessarily a tactic that we thought should just be to me, but I took it on because I thought I need my teammates to be as fresh as they can be for the end, and we hope that things go well. And you'll see they almost, well, anyway, there's a guy off the front. He's making a little break for it on his pink Tron, which kind of works, but not for long. We catch him. Draft vans being used. Now, if you're eagle-eyed, you'll notice one person doesn't use their draft, so they still have the draft power-up. I know this for various reasons. That's all I'm saying right now. But we'll return to this rather magnificent tactic. I use my draft, and now I've got a feather because I know that it is going to be very useful for the final or the finale up the final climb. Oh, that was a Valhalla rider bursting a gut. Bursting a gut? What? Bursting a lung to try and get back on. He's now... what? 30 odd seconds. Oh no, it wasn't. It was a Valhalla N. You can see him on the bottom right now with the England flag. He's really trying hard to get back on, but I don't think he does get back on. In fact, I know he doesn't. But it was a bloody good effort, sir. Well done. A courageous effort. So we're starting the Titan's Grove. If you're very observant, you'll see the duck. The duck, yes, pretty much ahead of you now in that pond. If you next go around there, have a look on your right, and you'll see a duck. Don't know why Zwift has done that. Maybe it's the dinosaurs play with it, or maybe it's in this pond here on the right. Somewhere in there is a duck. As I say, why have they done that? Who knows? Who knows? Anyway, Titan's Grove. A spaghetti monster of a course. I love this route, to be honest with you. I don't, or I didn't like it when I first started doing it, because it just saps you, and until you get used to the sort of way it undulates and the tactics involved in how to actually pedal on here, it can drop you and spit you out the back of a race very quickly. So obviously all these climbs are followed by descents, and the descents, apart from being wonderful, are key. Now, talking of descents and surging, off I go again. I'm hoping that somebody will chase, and indeed he does. But the gap doesn't ever open more than a couple of seconds, if that. But there's a few meters behind me, and people are coming fast to chase me down. I knew that wasn't a race-winning tactic or anything like that. I wasn't trying to get away. I mean, if I had got away, then fair enough, but that, I'm not that sort of rider. I don't think I could do that. So John and Sposito come through. John's attacking now. Thankfully, I've got Chris Lawrence in my pocket. What? And he comes with us. We push again to get back on him. But you'll notice a certain Neil Beatty's there as well, but also in particular Chris Wadrup starts pushing, and he comes past and goes chasing after John Hunt before the gap becomes too big, and off he goes. Chris Lawrence is chasing, but you can see John Hunt's in front, then Chris Lawrence, then Chris Wadrup, and if you keep an eye on Chris Wadrup, he's the one that's getting smaller, chasing after the blue Tron. You can just see him, he makes it back, or he makes it up to John Hunt's wheel, and he's got the draft any second now. So that was fantastic. I was dead, really needed to just lie down now. but racing on Zwift, especially if you've got teammates, you don't want to let people down. And we've come this far, and you're thinking, I'll have a lie down once I've got to the end. If I can get a bit of recovery here, I might be all right. So as we're coming round, we're getting to the Titans Grove forward. I don't know, and it's a good, how many minutes of climbing? Well, you're about to find out. Let's tweak it down to normal pace any second, and we'll see how the finale unfolds. Chris Lawrence on my right has his own video from obviously his avatar's view. Let's push on. Sposita comes past, as does T from Sea Turtles, igniting those I was going to say sexy fire stocks. Oh man. Anyway, Chris is using his power up. R from Canada on the Orange Tron. He's coming past. Everybody's dropping knob, but I'm not having that. I've had a little recovery and digging deep, and I'm thinking, no. Now I know I can't. I mean, if I'd still had my sprint, I might have got back up to John and Chris Wadrup. But what I want you to see, I know you might be looking at my avatar, but quite soon you'll see somebody activate a power up that you thought, oh, hang on, I thought everybody had used that. So I'm using my feather power up because I used my draft, and I'm fighting. I'm desperate to get past this Valhalla guy, but Chris Rodrup, he's now using his draft, and he is going hell for leather. He's doing over 7 watts a kilo, and he's pushing, he's burying himself. He's on Jonan's wheel, who's actually doing a bit more watts than him, but the draft is enough. The draft power up is enough to get past him, and I get past Sposito here. I could tell, dude, you were absolutely burying yourself as well. Unlucky in every other, pretty much in every other situation, you would have got me just as I got you. So that was brilliant battling, and there you go. So we finished first, 4th, and 8th, I think. There you go, 8th, and Chris Lawrence got 9th, and the other guys got 20 something, something around there. I can't remember, but it means that we did finish top of the league, so that was fantastic effort all round, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and there you go. Yeah, you show your dad now, Chris.